Everyone needs to know about it. Yes. By the way, do you like my monocles? Very fancy, aren't they? Yes, yes. And I made my own cover for my copy of Macbeth. It's a very rare copy, a very rare version of it, if you couldn't tell. You can't buy these off store shelves. I bet you're jealous, huh? Too bad, can't have it. It's mine. Macbeth, more like Macbeth. Anyway. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful classical music as well. I'm just gonna wait until the proper moment to start. It's gotta have the right vibes for this scene. Okay? You weren't expecting this. What do you mean? You should have been expecting it. You should have been expecting anything. Yes. Maybe I should wait for the music to swell or something. This scene is really, really deep. It's like witches and stuff. This music is too peaceful. Maybe I should switch to something else. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, this is starting to get more ominous. Let's start. The Tragedy of Macbeth. Act 1. Scene 1. A desert place. Thunder and lightning. And the 3 witches. Hi. How are you? What's up? I might sound a bit weird, different. I don't know if you can tell. But I can't really move my jaw very much today. I'm fine. Good. How about you? I'm good. The surgery wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. So I think I'm recovering well. Because for me, it's more the dread of something happening rather than it actually happening. So now that it's over, it's fine. Still, it still kind of hurts. I can't move my mouth too much. But it's okay. That won't cripple me. Where's the music gone? Come back, music. First wish. When shall we 3 meet again? And thunder, lightning. Wait. No, that doesn't rhyme. When shall we 3 meet again? And thunder, lightning, or in rain? Second wish. When the hurly burly's done. When the battle's lost and won. That will be ere the settled sun. Where the place? Upon the heath. There to meet with Macbeth. I come, Grey Malkin. Put up coals. Anon. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air. Excellent. Thank you. Scene 2. A camp near forest. All around within. Enter Duncan, Malcolm, Donald Bain, Lennox, with attendants, meeting a bleeding sergeant. What bloody man is that? He can report, as seemeth by his plight, of the revolt, the new estate. 'Twas with the sergeant, who like a good and hearty soldier fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend! Say to the king the knowledge of the broil, as thou didst leave it. Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together, and choke their art. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel for to that. The multiplying villainies of nature did swarm upon him. From the western isles of Cairns and Gallowglasses is supplied, and fortune on his damned quarrel smiling, showed like a rebel's all's too weak for brave Macbeth. Well, he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandish to steal, which smoked with bloody execution, like Valor's minion carved out his passage, till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands, nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chaps, and fixed his head upon our battlements. Here's a little tip for you, in case you didn't know. This line, seamed him from the nave to the chaps. That's like from the bottom of the body to the top. But by bottom I mean like from the pelvis to the head. Straight up, straight in half. Very beautiful sight. What was I gonna get? Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman. As once the sun gives his reflection, shipwrecking storms and direful thunders break, so from that spring whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort dwells. Mark, King of Scotland, Mark, no sooner justice had with valor armed, compelled these skipping curs to trust their heels. But the Norwegian lord surveying vantage with furbished arms and new supplies of men began a fresh assault. Dismayed not this, our captains Macbeth and Banquo, yes, as sparrows, eagles, or the hare the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe, except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds, or memorize another Golgotha. I cannot tell, but I am faint. My gashes cry for help. So will thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go get 'em, surgeons. Exit sergeant. Attendant. Who comes here? Enter Ross. It's Bob Ross. Malcolm. The worthy Thane of Ross. Who's this guy? I guess it's just been silent the whole time. What a haste looks through his eyes. So should he look that seems to speak things straight. God save the king. Whence camest thou, worthy Thane? From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky, and fan our people cold, Norway himself, with terrible numbers. Assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till that Bellona's bridegroom, Lapton Proof, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point rebellious, arm against arm, curving his lavish spirit, and, to conclude, the victory fell on us. I don't know how to do a Bob Ross impression. Oh, that was close enough. Great happiness! Whoa! That now, Sweno, Norway's king, craves composition, nor would we deign him but rule of his men, till he dispersed at St. Colums's. $10,000 to our general use. Whoa, 10,000. No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go renounce his present death, and with his former title, Great Macbeth, I'll see it done. What he has lost, noble Macbeth hath won. And so it begins. Exeunt. Scene 3. A heath? A heath near forest. Thunder! Enter the three witches. Where hast thou been, sister? Killing swine. Sister, where thou? A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched and munched and munched. Give me, quoth I. I want thee, witch, the rump-fed Royon cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger, but in this year I'll thither sail. And like a rat without a tail, I'll do, and I'll do. I'll give thee a wind, thou art kind, and I another. I myself have all the other, and the very ports they blow, all the quarters that they know. I, the shipman's card, will drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live a man forbid, weary nights, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have. Show me, show me. Here I have a pilot's thumb. Wrecked as homeward did he come. Drum within. A drum, Macbeth doth come. The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about, thrice to thine and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up. Enter Macbeth and Banquo. The man himself, Macbeth. So foul and fair a day I have not seen. How far is it called to forest? What are these so withered and so wild in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on to live you, or are ye aught that man may question? You seem to understand me. By each at once her chappy finger laying upon her skinny lips, you should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so. Speak if you can. What are you? Oh, hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis! Oh, hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor! Oh, hail, Macbeth! Thou shalt be king hereafter. Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? I, the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly thee show? My noble the penguin time. Hello. The night time. Yes. Hello. Oh, I did, but reset the penguin timer, so you don't have to worry about it as much anymore. As you can see, I did the math, so I've taken away the parts that you already raised, so you don't have to. So you didn't lose anything from the new challenge thing. Yeah, that's what it was before, right? 15? I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Whoa! Whoa, crazy. Where It's not updating yet, but I'm sure we're getting closer. Good job, y'all. Wow, it's so rich with breadcrumbs, Cactus. Where have you been hiding these? Why are you so smug? Why so smug? Wow, see, it's pretty impressive. You guys are already at 13%. I can see you're contributing. Huh? Oh, was it the old one? Oh, that's okay, that's okay. I'm sure your contribution was still felt. Contributed to everyone. Oh, so generous of you, so very generous. Isn't this music lovely? The music goes on. It is. Would you like it louder? There we go, that's better. That's better. Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? Aye, the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? Too loud? There's no such thing as too loud. Fine, I'll tone it down a little bit. Okay. There you go. My noble partner, you greet with present grace and bright prediction of noble having and of royal hope, that he seemed rapt withal. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time, and say which grain will grow and which will not, then speak to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors nor your hate. Yes. Be witness to this great reading. Hail! Hail. Is this going to be on the test? Of course! All of it. You better study well, you better listen up. Hail! Lesser than Macbeth, and greater. Not so happy, yet much happier. Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail, Macbeth and Banquo. Banquo and Macbeth, all hail. This is so complicated, but why? My wise people, everything in life is complicated, including this twisted tale which I am telling you today. From great father Shakespeare, who is definitely still relevant today. Where did I get to? Oh, hail! Stir, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By Sinel's death, I know I am Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman. And to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Say, from whence you own this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted hay? ye stop our way with such prophetic greeting? Speak, I charge you. The wit has vanished. The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished? Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed? Were such things here as we dare speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner? Your children shall be kings. You shall be king. And Thane of Cawdor too, went it not so? To the self-same tune and words, who's here? Enter, Ross and Angus! The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend, which should be thine or his, silenced with that, and viewing over the rest of the self-same day, he finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks, nothing afeard of which thyself didst make, strange images of death. As thick as hail came post with coast, and every one did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defence, and poured them down before him. Oh, what did Angus sound like again? I don't know. We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee. And for an earnest of a greater honour, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine. What? Can the devil speak true? The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes? Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose, whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did line the rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both he laboured in his country's wreck, I know not, but treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him. Aside, Glamis and Thane of Cawdor, the greatest is behind. To Ross and Angus, thanks for your pains. To Banquo, do you not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them? That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oft times, to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, win us with honest trifles, to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, I pray you. Aside. And by the way, aside, it just means that, like, on the stage, the actors go to one side and they're like whispering to each other or something. I think, from what I remember from English class, which was a while ago. Two truths are told, as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. Aside again. Cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man, the function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not. Look how our partner's right. If chance will have me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir. new horrors come upon him, like how strange garments cleave not to their mould, but with the aid of use. Come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day. Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure. Give me your favour, my dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us steward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and, at more time, the interim having weighed it, let us speak our free hearts to each other. Very gladly. Till then, enough. Come, friends. Exeunt. Scene 5. Wait. 5? Oh, it's scene 4. Never mind. Scene 4. Forest. The place. Flourish. Enter Duncan, Malcolm, Donalbain, Lennox, and attendants. Its execution done on Cawdor, are not those in commission yet returned? My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness's pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it. He died as one that had been studied in his death to throw away the dearest thing he owed, as 'twere a careless trifle. May I ask for a little summary? I got lost already. Oh yes, of course. So basically our story opens with 3 witches giving like a prophecy, kind of. Well, they're preparing to meet somewhere to give Macbeth a prophecy. What happened is Macbeth right now is just like a normal lord, I think. He's like and there were like 2 other more powerful people who were higher up in ranks than him at the start. But then one of those people died in the battle that's going on, and then the other person turned out to be a traitor to their side. So that was the other one. What was it called? Wait. Cawdor. The Thane of Cawdor. Yeah. He deceived his allies. And it's deceitful stuff. So now at least Cawdor's title and all his honor and stuff is on Macbeth. But he doesn't know that yet. And then so the witches tell him that will happen. The witches are doing the little dance in the place they agreed to meet in the prologue. So they're here now, and they meet Macbeth and his friend Banquo. And they tell Macbeth, you will be a king, and then they tell Banquo, your kids will be kings, but you will not be a king. And they're like, oh, okay. But they're still a bit doubtful, right? But then more people come in, and they say, Macbeth, you have moved up in the social ladder because this dude was being unfaithful. Yes, and Macbeth is like, oh wow, oh shit, these witches, then maybe they're not lying. Maybe this will actually come true. Didn't want to interrupt, but now that the reading is paused. Hi Yoku! Hello! How are you? How art thou on this fine day? Oh! Elias as well! How are you both? Yes. I welcome thee, fine gentleman. Nice fancy monocle. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad you like my monocle. Yes, I'm very proud of it as well. It cost me 3 loaves. Not just breadcrumbs, 3 whole loaves of bread. Can you believe that? As you can tell, it's a very high quality monocles. Only the best. I'm gonna take notes from now on. Thanks for the summary. You're welcome. You're welcome. Although actually, I liked there's this website called Spark Notes, I think I remember, that had like good summaries on stuff like this. So if you really want to know, you can search that up. I'm sure they can explain it better than I can, from what I remember. But yeah, now they're like, let's leave to the palace to like talk about this guy's execution, I think. Oh look, they're reminiscing on their days with Cawdor. How sad. There's no art to find the mind's construction at the face. The gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Enter Macbeth, Banquo, Ross, and Angus. Oh, worthiest cousin! The sin of my ingratitude even now was heavy on me. Thou art so far before that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou hadst less deserved, that the proportion both of thanks and payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay. The service and the loyalty I owe, in doing it, pays itself. Your Highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne, and state, children, and servants, which do but what they should, by doing everything safe towards your love and honour. Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labour to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that hast no less deserved, nor must be known, no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee, and hold thee to my heart. There if I grow, the harvest is your own. My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kingsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cucumberland, which honour must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you. The rest is labour, which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach, so humbly take my leave. My worthy Cawdor! Aside, the Prince of Cucumberland, that is a step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires, let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears, when it is done to see. Oh, this is the start of his dark descent into madness and murder. See, the Prince of Cumberland. Oh, sorry, Cucumberland. The Prince of Cucumberland is in his way to climbing further up, even further up the social ladder. He's like, what if I can't just sit back and let myself become king? What, maybe I need to do something. Maybe some people need to die for me to be king. Maybe I need to be proactive, take fate into my own hands. It's going edgelord mode, yeah. Full murder. Well, not quite yet, but we're getting there. We're getting to the exciting part. Exit. True worthy Macro. He is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let after him, whose care is gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman. Flourish, exunt. Aye, Scene 5. Inverness. Macbeth's castle. Enter Lady Macbeth reading a letter. They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air, into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before those weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time, with Hail, King that shalt be. This I have thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness has promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Glamis thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, what wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'st have, great Glamis, that which cries, thus thou must do if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishest should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. And there's a short summary for that. Basically, she's like, Lady Macbeth is the one, a really important person who pushes Macbeth into becoming ultimate edgelord. She's basically egging him on. And like, yeah, come on, you can do it. You can murder a few people to become king. Come on, we can do it. Messenger. Oh wait, enter a messenger. What is your tidings? The king comes here tonight. Thou art mad to say it. Why is not thy master with him? Who, were it so, would have informed for preparation? So please you, it is true, our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make up his message. Give him tending, he brings great news. Exit messenger. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, ye spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no Visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your slightest substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, Hold! Hold! Enter Macbeth. Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both, by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant. My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight. And when goes hence? To-morrow, as he purposes. Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my Thane, is a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom. We will speak further. Only look up clear, to alter favour ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me. Exeunt! So the murder begins, spurred on by our dear Lady Macbeth. For she sees a great opportunity in the king coming to stay at their humble castle for one night. Dinner parties are the best time to strike, so they are planning the move very soon. Scene 6. Oh my god, Sparkster! Hi! How you going, Sparkster? Yo, how art thee? May thy fields be watered, and crops be healthy. Hi. For I wish not upon thee the misfortunes of which we tell today, the great dire misfortunes. I'm doing good, just my allergy. Oh no! What are you allergic to, if you don't mind me asking? I've never had any serious allergies, but I know some people who do, and jeez. Especially hay fever? That sounds so annoying. That's basically like a permanent cold during like certain seasons, right? Hope you're doing well, thank you. I am doing well. Yeah. Well, currently, obviously, a bit uncomfortable, but soon I shall feel better, I think. I probably should be recovered within a week, I think. Yeah, I've had like varying opinions on how long it takes to recover. Some people have said like 3 days, some people said like a week. Yeah, who knows. Anyway, I'm allergic against grass pollen. No! Grass! That's probably one of the worst ones I've heard of. Just because it's so common, I would imagine. I hope you're doing well against it though. I hope anti-allergen meds are working well for you, hopefully. If there are, Yeah, they're like antihistamines, right? But yeah. My sincerest condolences for their current conditions, O Sparkster. May good health descend upon thee like a feather from the glowing heights of our Lord above. Not many people that have allergies against pollen can watch the pollen flight report. Oh, I see, yeah. That makes sense. Oh. At least, if there's one thing I can say, at least you can say you literally can't touch grass, right? You have an excuse for not touching grass. But for me, that is completely irrelevant, because once grass pollen starts flying around, there are... No! No, are you more sensitive to it than, I assume, than usual? It's really unfortunate. Stuffed grass. Why must we be forced to... Why is the grass everywhere? Why do we have to, like, touch grass? I don't know, feed grass to our cows, step on grass, cut grass, fill our lawns with grass. Sir, some it's grass. Grass belongs not in our everyday life, but in the forest where it belongs. Yes. Grass is so very bothersome. It takes a lot of preparation to touch grass. I can touch grass, it's not like my hand will puff up. Also, normal grass doesn't give off pollen. It's small little plants, flowers that come up together with grass to do the pollen spreading. Yeah, that makes sense. Normal grass is fine, but don't put me near a fully grown field of farmer. Oh no! Ellie! Oh my god, hi! Hi, how have you been going? How are you? Oh, Huck! Thou art a sight thou hast not, recent, thou hast sourly, awaited. No, eagerly awaited. Great welcome is, I welcometh to thy streameth. And thank thee hitherto for subscribing to thy humble streameth for another 2 moons. May the gods smile upon thee, needy Ellie. Thou hast despecated. What? How is this related to Despacito? No modern culture here. I spurn thee for the mention of futuristic ideologies. For today we liveth in the what century was this? 18th? 19th century? Only. But no worries for the... No. It was no interruption at all, Sparkstar. I always enjoyed talking to you. So... Not Despacito! Or Is that like... Is that if I play Despacito, you'll unsub? Or if I don't play Despacito, you'll unsub? But yeah, I wish the best. In all seriousness, I wish the best for you, Swaggy. That sounds really tough. And not only in that, of course, but in all other areas of your life. Yeah. I hope you will enjoy this reading, even if you understand it even less than I do. Yes. Scene VI. Before Macbeth's castle. Hot boys and torches. Enter Duncan, Malcolm, Donald Bain. Oh, Donald Bain, I remember him. I'm not entirely sure what he does, but I think he's interesting. Banquo, Lennox, Macduff, Ross, Angus, and attendants. Duncan. This castle hath as pleasant a seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses. This guest of summer, the temple-haunting martlet, does approve by his loved masonry that the heaven's breath smells wooingly here. No jetty, friezed buttress, nor coign of vantage, but this bird hath made his pendant bed and propient cradle where they most breed and haunt, I have observed. The air is delicate. Enter Lady Macbeth. See, our honoured hostess. The love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we think as love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God ild us for your pains, and thank us for your trouble. All our service, in every point twice done, and then done double, we're poor and single business to contend. Against these honours deep and broad, wherewith your majesty loads our house, for those of old, and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your hermits. Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels, and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well, and his great love, sharp as his spur, hath holp him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight. Your servants ever have themselves, and what is theirs? Income, to make their audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own. My arm scratched. Penguin, that is thy. His name shall be written down on pages of great fires. Sandy. Oh, I thank thee for your great respect, dear Sparkster. Hi. It shall be written down right in this very book I hold today. The record of history gone by. Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess. Excellent. I see. What scene is this? I can't read Roman numerals. Oi, it's that whispering at the back of the classroom there. Full attention to Macbeth, please. We are taking a brief break to learn of the also very relevant language of Roman numerals. Yes. VII. 7. 7. Scene 7. Macbeth's castle. Hot boys and torches enter a sewer and divers servants with dishes and service and pass over the stage. Then enters Macbeth. Or here comes the big monologue. If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well if it were done quickly. If the assassination could tremble up the consequence and catch with his Circeus success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we'll jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have the judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions, which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commands the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. Commands the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our own lips. He is here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet tugged against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like the naked newborn babe, striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim, horsed upon the sightless couriers of the air, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sides of my intent, but only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. Ah! Wow! We're making such progress. Progress indeed. I believe we're almost a quarter of the way through this play as well. Well timed. Enter Lady Macbeth. How now? What news? He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber? Hath he asked for me? Know you not he has? We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honoured me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in the newest gloss, not cast aside so soon. Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slipped since? No, I wouldn't be taking the attention at all. No matter what class it is, artworks are always most welcome to be presented. Indeed. Anytime, Ellie. If you want, just post a link anytime there. Yeah. Hath it slept since? And wakes it now, to look so green and pale? And what did it so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valour, as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou earnest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage? The adage? Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none. What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man, and to be much more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. nor time, nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling on my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums, and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this. If we should fail. We fail, but screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rider shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him. His two chambelains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the water of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep the drenched natures lie as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell? Bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted metals should compose nothing but males. Are links allowed? Yeah, of course. Don't worry, Nightblood has since been disciplined, and it shall no longer yell at you for posting links. But yeah, you can post it anytime. Don't worry about it. Will it not be received when ye have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done? Ooh! Whoa, that's so pretty! You. Why wouldn't I? Oh, wait, this is not right. Let me... you can't actually see the color. Yeah, because I put a little filter on this. Hold on. There we go. Look at that. I would be smiling so wide right now, but I can't really smile because otherwise my jaw will hurt. Just look at my VTuber model smiling right now. Yeah, so cool. So pretty. God, I love... Dude, you need to post more. You definitely need to post more. I need to see more of your art. There's only so much on your Instagram and your Twitter. I need more of it. Oh my god. Future VTuber alternate outfit as well. I would love to see that. The world needs Ellie's work. Wait, is this a work in progress? No way, right? This is like basically done. I would not call this a work in progress, but even if it wasn't a work in progress, I'm sure your real works in progress are also hardly works in progress. I really should... Really? I hardly noticed. Like, legit. It looks so good already. It looks finished. Your shading is just too powerful. Honestly, it looks like it's on purpose. I don't know how to say it. It's like really graphic and stuff, graphical style. I really love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. I better see this posted. I'm looking forward to seeing this posted. Hi. Thank you for sharing though. always a joy to see your art. It shall be a nice reprise from all the murder that's going to happen today. But anyway, back to the murder. Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our griefs and clamour roar upon his death. I am settled and burned up, eat corporeal agent to this terrible fate. Away and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know. Act 2. Scene 1. Court of Macbeth's castle. Enter Banquo and Fleance bearing a torch before him. How goes the night, boy? Oh, the moon is down. I have not heard the clock. And she goes down at 12. I take this. 'Tis later, sir. Hold, take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. Their candles are all out. Take thee that too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon thee. And yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain me in the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Enter Macbeth and a servant with a torch. Give me my sword. Who's there? A friend. What, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. He hath been an unusual pleasure, and sent forth great largesse to your offices. This diamond he greets your wife withal, by the name of most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content. Being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect, which else should free have wrought. All's well. I dreamt last night of the 3 weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth. Oh, I think not of them. Yet when we can entreat an hour to serve, we should spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time. At your kind pleasure. If you shall cleave to my consent, when 'tis, I shall make honour for you. So I lose none, in seeking to augment it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear, I shall be counselled. Good repose the while. Thanks, sir, the like to you. Exeunt Banquo and Fleance. I'm pretty sure Fleance is Banquo's son. I don't entirely remember though. Go bid thy mistress when my drink is ready. She strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Exit servant. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle towards my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I sense thee, I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalst me the way I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools all the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade in dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now o'er the one-half world nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep, witchcraft celebrates hell Hecate's offerings. And withered murders, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his lot, thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides, towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou art sure and firm set earth, Hear not my steps, which way they walk, for fear thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whiles I threat, he lives, where to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. A bell rings. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell. Exit. Scene 2, the same. Enter Lady Macbeth. That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark, peace! It was the owl that shrieked, fatal bellman, which gives sustenance all night. He's about it, the doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge of snores. I had drugged their puffins, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die. Within, who's there? What ho? Alack, I'm afraid they have awakened, and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark! I laid their daggers ready. He could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done't. Enter Macbeth. My husband! I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise? I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak? When? Now. As I descended. I. Hark! Who lies by the second chamber? Donalbain. This is a sorry sight, looking on his hands. A foolish thought to say a sorry sight. There one did laugh in one's sleep, and one cried, Murder! That they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and addressed them again to sleep. There are two lodged together. One cried, God bless us, and Amen, the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fear, I could not say Amen, when they did say, God bless us. Consider it not so deeply, but wherefore could I not pronounce Amen? I had most need of blessing, and Amen stuck in my throat. Ugh! Oh no! I had not considered what I should do with this. 我怎么能用中文来读这个呀？可恶！可恶！啊！我已经用那么多精力来跟你读这个特别重要，又重要又什么有趣的一本故事，个老童话，那你还要让我更痛苦吗？太可恶了！那我继续读，我不管你了，我会继续读。啊，我其实不知道怎么说那么多坏话，我不知道什么坏话，操你妈！撤！你屁！你这个狼心狗肺！ little. You're welcome. You're always welcome. I need to learn more swears. The only ones I know are from my parents, and parents, they... Okay, well, they don't really swear that much. Yeah, not really. They don't use like slang swears. If they insult someone, they properly insult someone. Like, I don't know how to explain it. But worry not, I shall educate myself further. But wherefore could I not pronounce Amen? Thanks for listening. You're welcome. Thank you for the breadcrumbs. I actually can't eat bread right now either. Like 2 or 3 days of only liquid food. Ugh. Can't believe I've been banned from bread once again. I thought I'd only have to go through that once. Alas, my torture hath doubled. If I am to suffer, let me suffer it all now. I had most need a blessing, and amen stuck in my throat. These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad. Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep, the innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the ravelled sleeve of care. The death of each day's life, sore labour's bath, balm with hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast. What do you mean? Still it cried, sleep no more to all the house. Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more. Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, do you unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly of things? Go get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood. I'll go no more. I am afraid to think what I haven't done. I look on't again, I dare not. Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers, the sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. 'Tis the eye of childhood that bears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt. Don't understand people in books, they're weird. True. Books are often written quite a weird flourish. Then again, there are plenty of weird people in the world. Once exit knocking within. Whence is that knocking? Housed with me, and every noise appals me. What hands are here? Ha! They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No, this my hand will rather the multitudinous seas in incarnate. This hand will rather the multitudinous seas in incarnadine, making the green one red. Re-enter, Lady Macbeth. My hands are of your colour. I shame to wear a heart so white. Knocking within. I hear a knocking. At the south entry. Retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is then. Your constancy hath left you unattended. Knocking within. Hark! More knocking. Get on your nightgown, lest occasion calls us, and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so wholly in your thoughts. To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Knocking within. Wake Duncan with thy knocking, I would thou couldst. Excellent. Three. Scene 3. The same. Knocking within. Enter a porter. Porter. Here's your knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should have all turning the key. Knocking within. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? I the name Beelzebub. Beelzebub? He is a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, have napkins and now about you. Here you'll sweat fort. Knocking within. Knock, knock. Who's there? And the other devil's name. Faith, he is an equivocator that could swear both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knocking within. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Faith, he is an English tailor come hither, for stealing out of a French host. Come in, tailor, you may roast your goose. Knocking within. Knock, knock, never had quiet. What are you? This place is too cold for hell. Old devil porter, no further. I had thought to have let it in some of old professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Knocking within. Anon, anon, I pray you, remember the porter. Opens the gate. Enter Macduff and Lennon. Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late? Faith, sir, we were carousing till the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of 3 things. What 3 things does drink especially provoke? Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him, and it mars him. It sets him on, and it takes him off. It persuades him, and disheartens him. Makes him stand to, and not stand to. In a conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep, and giving him the lie, leaves him. I believe drink gave thee the lie last night. That it did, sir, the very throat on me, but I requited him for his lie, and, I think, being too strong for him, though he took up my legs sometime, yet I made a shift to cast him. Is thy master stirring? Enter Macbeth. Our knocking has awakened him. Here he comes. Good morrow, noble sir. Good morrow, both. Is the king stirring, worthy Thane? Not yet. He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour. I'll bring you to him. I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one. The labour we delight in physics pain. This is the door. I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service. Exit. Goes the king hence today? He does. He did appoint so. The night had been unruly where we lay. Our chimneys were blown down, and as they say, lamentings heard I the air, strange screams of death, and prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamoured the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverish and did shake. 'Twas a rough night. My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it. Re-enter Macduff. Oh, horror, horror, horror! Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee. What's the matter? Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke ope the Lord's anointed temple, and stole thence the life of the building. What is, you say? The life? Mean you his majesty? Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with a new gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See, then speak yourselves. Exeunt Macbeth and Lennox. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell. Murder and treason. Banquo and Donalbain. Malcolm, awake! Shake off this downy sleep. Death's counterfeit, and look on death itself. Up and see the great doom's image. Malcolm, Banquo, as from your graves rise up, and walk like sprites to countenance this horror. Ring the bell! Bell rings, enter Lady Macbeth. I'm still trying to find the best way to pronounce things that will hit my jaw the least. Lady Macbeth, what's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak! Oh, gentle lady, this is not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Enter Banquo. Oh, Banquo, Banquo, our royal master's murdered. Woe, alas! What, in our house? Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I prithee, contradict thyself, and say it is not so. Re-enter Macbeth and Lennox with Ross. Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived blessed time, for from this instant there is nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys, renown, and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left as fault to brag of. Enter Malcolm and Donalbain. What is amiss? You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped. Your royal father's murdered. Oh, by whom? Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Hands and faces were badged with blood, and so were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them. It's because Shakespeare was never written to be a book. That's true, Asta. I can definitely say that when you watch Shakespeare or like any other old kind of play, old kind of script, like as an actual theater performance, it's a lot easier to understand, I think, than as opposed to when you're just reading it. Not only because the way that they say the lines make it easier to tell what they actually mean by it, but also like obviously you got the acting, so even if you don't actually understand a word of it, at least you can like glean something from it, like you would if you were watching a film in a different language. Yet I do repent you, my fury, that I did kill them. Wherefore did you so? Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition my violent love outrun the pauser reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruins through a wasteful entrance. And there the murderers, steeped in the colours of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore, Who could refrain, had a heart to love, and in that heart, courage to make love known? Help me hence, ho! Look to the lady. Aside to Dunblane. Why do we hold our tongues, that most may claim this argument for ours? Aside to Malcolm. What should be spoken here, where our fate, hidden in auger hole, may rush and seize us? Let's away, our tears are not yet brewed. Aside to Dunblane, nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion. Look to the lady. Lady Macbeth is carried out. And when we have our naked frailties hid, that suffer an exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work, to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us, in the great hand of God I stand, and thence against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice. And so do I, so all. Let's briefly put on manly readiness, and meet I the whole together. Well contented, exeunt all but Malcolm and Dunblane. What will ye do? Let's not consult with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. I'll to England, to Ireland I, our separated fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers in men's smiles, the nearer blood, the nearer bloody. This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore, to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft, which steals itself when there's no mercy left. Exeunt. So basically, I believe Dunblane and Malcolm are both heirs to Duncan's throne. But now that Duncan has died, instead of claiming defending their father's fortune, they're like, hell no, we're not dealing with this. We're not waiting. They're gonna go for us next, right? So instead, they're just fleeing to a different country. Scene 4. Outside Macbeth's castle. Enter Ross and an old man. 70, I can remember well. Within the volume of which time I have seen, hours dreadful and things strange. But this sore knight hath trifled for renownings. Ah, good father, thou seest, heavens, as troubled with man's act, threaten his bloody state. By the clock 'tis day, and yet dark night strangles the travelling lad. Is night's predominance, or the day's shame, that darkness stars the face of earth in tone, when living light should kiss it? 'Tis unnatural, even like the deeds that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon, towering in her pride place, was by a mouse and owl hawked at and killed. And Duncan's horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the minions of their race, turned wild in nature, broke their stalls, flung out, contending against obedience as they would make a war with mankind. 'Tis said they eat each other. They did so, to the amazement of mine eyes that looked upon't. Here comes the good Macduff. Enter Macduff. How goes the world now, sir, now? Why, see you not? It's known who did this more than bloody deed, those that Macbeth had slain. Alas the day, what good could they pretend? They were suborned, Malcolm and Dunblane, the king's 2 sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts them upon suspicion of the deed. Against nature still, thriftless ambition, that wilt raven up thine own life's means, then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth. He is already named, and gone to Scone to be infested. Scone. I like scones. To be invested. Where is Duncan's body? Carried to Colmakill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors, and guardian of their bones. Were you to Scone? No, cousin. To Fife. Well, I will hit thither. Thither? 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 Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu! Lest our old robes sit easier than our new. Farewell, father. God's benison go with you, and with those that would make good of bad, and friends of those. Excellent. Act 3! Scene 1, first. The palace. Enda Benguo! Thou hast it now, King, Cawdor, Glamis, all, as the weird women promised, and I fear thou playest most foully fought. Yet it was said that it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speech is shine. Why, by this verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more. Senate sounded. Enter Macbeth as king, Lady Macbeth as queen, Lennox, Ross, lords, ladies, and attendants. Here's our chief guest. If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, an old thing unbecoming. Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence. Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie, forever knit. Ride you this afternoon? Aye, my good lord. We should have else desired your good advice, which still hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council, but we'll take tomorrow. As far you ride? As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper. Go not my horse the better. I must become a borrower of the night, for a dark hour or twain. Fail not our feast. My lord, I will not. We here, our bloody cousins, are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention, but of that tomorrow, when therewithal we shall have cause of state, craving us jointly. Hide you to horse. Adieu, till you return at night. Those Fleance with you? Aye, my good lord, our time does call upon's. I wish your horse swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell, except Banquo. Let every man be a master of his time, till 7 at night, to make society. The sweeter welcome we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. Exeunt all but Macbeth and an attendant. Sirrah, a word with you. Oh wait, no, that's Macbeth. Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men our pleasure. They are, my lord, without the palace gate. Bring them before us. Exit attendant. Another monologue. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valour to act in safety. There is none but he whose being I do feel, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said, Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when they first put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then prophet-like they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren sceptre in my gripe, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, from Banquo's issue I have filed my mind. For them the greatest Duncan have I murdered, put rancors in the vessel of my peace, only for them, and mine eternal dule given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate into the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? This is the part where he turns against his good friend Banquo. Re-enter attendant with 2 murderers. Now go to the door and stay there till we call. Exit attendant. Was it not yesterday we spoke together? It was, so please your highness. Well then, now, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he in the times past which held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to you in our last conference, passed in probation with you. How you were borne in hand, how crossed the instruments, who wrought with them, and all things else that might to half a soul and a notion craze, so thus did Banquo. You made it known to us. I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gustful to pray for this good man, and for this issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared you forever? We are men, my liege. Aye, in the catalogue ye go for men, as hounds, and greyhounds, and mongrels, and spaniels, curs, chows, oterogs, and demi-wolves are clapped all by the name of dogs. The valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, every one according to the gift which his nature hath in him closed, whereby he does receive particular addition from the bill that writes them all alike, and so of men. Now, if you have a station in the file, not I the worst drink of manhood's day tea, and I will put that business in your bosoms. His execution takes the enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wear our health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect. Oh, my jaw. I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world. And I another, so weary with disasters, tugged with fortune, that I would set my lie on any chance to mend it, or be rid on't. Both of you, no Banquo was your enemy. True, my lord. So is he mine, and in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life, and though I could with barefaced power sweep him from my sight, and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not, for certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love.
masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons. We shall, my lord, perform what you command us. Though our lives, your spirits shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves, acquaint you with them perfectly, spy all the time. The moment on't, for it must be done tonight, and something from the palace always thought that I require clearness, and with him to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. Cleon's his son that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourself apart, I'll come to you anon. We are resolved, my lord. I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. Exit murderers. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight. Exit. Scene 2, the palace.
Enter Lady Macbeth and a servant. Is Banquo gone from court? Aye, madam, but returns again tonight. Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words. Madam, I will. Exit. Naught had, all spent, where our desires got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy, than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. Enter Macbeth. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on? Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scotched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, while our poor Malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things joint. Both the worlds suffer. Ere we will eat our meal in fear and sleep, in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst, nor steel, nor poison. Malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further. Come on, gentle my lord, sleek o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight. So shall I, love, and so, I pray, be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence, both with eye and tongue, unsave the while that we must live our honours in these flattering streams, and make our faces visitors to our hearts, disguising what they are. You must leave this. Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou know'st that Banquo and his fiancée lives, but in them nature's copies not etern. There's comfort yet, they are assailable. Then be thou jocund, ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate's summons the shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums hath rung night's yawning peal. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note. What's to be done? Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, stealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to the rocky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black audience to the praise do rouse. Thou marvellest at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go with me. Excellent.
Scene 3. A party near the palace. Enter 3 murderers. But who did bid thee join with us? Macbeth. He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices, and we have to do to the direction just. And stand with us. This west yet glimmers with some streaks of day. Now spurs the elated traveller of haste to gain the timely inn, and near approaches the subject of our watch. Hark! I hear horses. Within.
Give us a light there.
Ho! Then 'tis he, the rest, that are within the note of expectation already are I the court.
His horses go about.
Almost a mile, but he does usually, so old men do, from hence to the palace gate, make it their walk. A light, a light!
Enter Banquo and Fleance with a torch.
'Tis he. Stand taut. It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down. They set upon Banquo.
Oh, treachery! Fly, good Fleance! Fly, fly, fly! Thou mayst revenge, O slave!
Dies. Fleance escapes.
Who did strike out the light? It's not the way. There's but one down. The sun has fled. We have lost best half of our affair. Well, let's away and say how much is done.
Excellent.
Scene 4. The same. Hall in the palace. A banquet prepared. Enter Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, Russ, Lennox, lords and attendants.
You know your own degrees. Sit down at first, and last the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourselves will mingle with society, and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks they are welcome. The first murderer appears at the door.
See, they encounter thee with their hearts' thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll stand, here I'll sit I the midst, be large in mirth. Anon we'll drink up and measure the table round. Approaching the door, there is blood on thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
'Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him. Excuse me.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats, yet he's good. That did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art the nonpareil.
Most royal, sir, Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. But now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. A Banquo safe.
Ay, my good lord, safe in a ditch he bides, with 20 trenched gashes on his head, the least a death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the ground serpent lies, the worm that's fled. Hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again. Exit murderer.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold, that is not often vouched, while 'tis a making. 'Tis given with welcome, to feed were best at home. From thence the sauce to meat is ceremony, meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now, good digestion wait on appetite, and health on both. May to your
May your highness sit. The ghost of Banquo enters and sits in Macbeth's place.
Here had we now our country's honour roofed, were the graced person of our Banquo present. Whom may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance? His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Pleased, your highness, to grace us with your royal company. The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good sir. What is that moves your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well. Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
I, and a bold one, that dare look on that which might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which, you said, led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts. Impostors to true fear would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire, authorized by her grandma. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all's done, you look but on a stool.
Prithee, see there. Behold, look, lo, how say you? Why, what care I, if thou canst nod, speak too? If charnel houses and all groves must send those we bury back, our monument shall be the moors of kites. Ghost of Banquo vanishes.
What? Quite unmanned folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie, for shame.
Blood hath been shed ere now, aye the olden time, ere human statute purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since 2 murders have been performed, too terrible for the ear. The times have been that, when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. And now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from their stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My worthy lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do not forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Then I'll sit down. Give me some wine, fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all. Our duties and the pledge.
Re-enter, ghost of Banquo.
Avaunt, and quit my sight. Let the earth hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers, as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare, I dare, approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the
hiking tiger.
Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble, or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit then, protest me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence. Ghost of Banquo vanishes. Why, so, being gone, I am a man again. Pray you, sit still.
You have displaced in mirth, broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
can such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud, without our special wonder? You make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe, when now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, and mine is blanched with fear. What sights, my lord? Pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going. Go at once. Good night and better health. Attend his majesty. A kind good night to all. Excellent to all but Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. Ooh, confrontation. It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. Augured and understood relations have, by magpies and choughs and rooks, brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night? Almost at odds with morning, which is which? How sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding? Did you send to him, sir? I hear it by the way, but I will send. There is not a one of them but in his house. I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird systems. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know where the worst means the worst. For mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood stepped in so far, that should I weigh no more, returning were as tedious as go o'er. Strange things I have in head that will to hand, which must be acted ere they may be scanned. You lack the season of all natures, sleep. Come, will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed. Excellent. Scene 5.
Heath.
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 It is Heath. Then how did that rhyme with Macbeth? Odd. Anyway, scene 5. A heath. Thunder! Enter the three witches meeting Hecate. Why now, Hecate, you look angry. Have I not reason, beldams as you are, saucy and overbold? How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part or show the glory of our art. And, which is worse, all ye have done hath been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others do, loves for his own ends, not for you. But make amends now, get you gone, and at the pit of Charon, meet me either morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charms and everything beside. I am for the air, this night I'll spend unto a dismal and fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon. Upon the corner of the moon there hangs a vaporous drop profound. I'll catch it ere it come to ground, and that distilled by magic sleights shall raise such artificial sprites as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him on to his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear he hopes both wisdom, grace, and fear. And you all know, security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Music and a song within, come away and see. Hark, I am cold, my little spirits see. Oh, I am cold.
My little spirit, see, sits in a foggy cloud and stays for me. Exit. Come, let's make haste. He'll soon be back again. Welcome back from our short interlude. Scene 6. Forest, the palace. Enter Lennox and another lord. My former speeches have but hit your thoughts, which can interpret further. Only, I say, things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pity of Macbeth. Marry, he was dead, and the right valiant Banquo walked too late. Whom, you may say, if it pleased you, Fleance killed, or Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late. Who cannot want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their gracious father? Damned fact, how it did grieve Macbeth. Did he not straight in pious rage the two delinquents tear, that were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was not that nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for 'twould have angered any heart alive to hear the men tonight. So that, I say, he has borne all things well, and I do think that he had Duncan's sons under his key, as on to please heaven, he shall not. They should find what 'twere to kill a father, so should Fleance. But peace, for from broad words and cause he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself? The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in English court, and is received of the most pious Edward with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to pray the holy king upon his aid to wake Northumberland and warlike Siward, that, by the help of these, him above, to ratify the work, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets bloody nice, do faithful homage, and receive free honours, all which we pine for now. And this report has so exasperated the king that he prepares for some attempt of war. Sent he to Macduff, he did, and with an absolute, "Sir, not I," the cloudy messenger turns me his back, and hums, as who should say, "You rue the time that clogs me with this answer." And that well might advise him to a caution, to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England, and unfold his message ere he come, that a swift blessing may soon return to this our suffering country, under our hand accursed. I'll send my prayers with him. Exeunt. Acta 4. We are nearing the end, the finale. Scene 1, a cavern. In the middle, a boiling cauldron. Thunder. Enter 3 witches. Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed, thrice and once the hedge pig whined. Harpier cries, "'Tis time, 'tis time!" Round about the cauldron go, and the poison entrails throw. Ow! Ow, I just hit my cheek by accident. I should have known that. Ugh. Round about the cauldron go, and the poison entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone, days and nights has 31, sweltered venom sleeping got. Boy, thou first eye the charmed pot. Double toil and trouble, fire burn in cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and tail of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing. Pour a charm of towel from trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Bubble, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, or maw and gulf, of the ravened salt sea shark, root of hemlock, digging the dark. Liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat and slips of yew, silvered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar's lips, finger of birth-strangled babe, dish delivered by a drab. Make the gruel thick and slab, add thereto dish delivered by a drab, make the gruel thick and slab, add thereto a tiger's cold children, for the ingredients of our cauldron. Double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with the baboon's blood, and the charmer's ferment good. And to Hecate, to the other 3 witches. Oh, well done! I commend your pains, and everyone shall share the gains. And now about the cauldron sing, lithe elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in, music and a song, like spirits at sea. Hecate retires. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks. Enter Macbeth. How now, you secret, black and midnight hags, what is't you do? A deed without a name. I conjure you, by that which you profess, howe'er you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yeasty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple under their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature's Germans tumble all together, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you. Speak, demand, will answer.
Say, if thou'dst rather hear it from our mouths, or from our masters.
Call them, let me see them.
Pouring sow's blood that hath eaten her knife farrow, grease that sweaten from the murderous gibbet throw into the flame. Come, high or low, thyself in office deftly show. Thunder, first apparition, an armed head.
Tell me, thou unknown power,
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou naught.
Macbeth, Macbeth, beware Macduff, beware the Thane of Fife, dismiss me, enough,
Descends.
whate'er thou art, for thou good cause, thanks. Thou hast harped my fear aright, but one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here is another, more potent than the first.
Thunder, second apparition, a bloody child.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth.
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody, be bold and resolute. Love to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth. Descends.
Then live, Macduff, for what need I fear thee? And yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take upon fate thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder.
Thunder, third apparition, a child crowned, with a tree in his hand.
What is this that rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty?
Listen, but speak not to it. Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care who chase, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be, until great Burnham wood to hide Dunsinane hill shall come against him. Descends.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earthbound root? Sweet Bodeman's good, rebellion's head, rise never till the wood of Burnham rise, and no high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal... I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know, why sinks that cauldron, and what noise is this?
Hautboys. Show, show, show. Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart. A sheriff eat kings, the last with a glass in his hand. Ghost of Banquo following.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown does sear mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thou a gold-bound brow, is like the first, a third is like the former. Filthy hags, why do ye show me this? A fourth, starch eyes. What will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Yes, another yet, a seventh. I'll see no more, and yet the eighth appears, who bears a glass which shows me many more, and some I see that twofold bowls and treble scepters carry. Horrible sight, now I see 'tis true, for the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me, and points at them for his. Apparitions vanish. What, is this so?
Aye, sir, all this is so, but why stands Macbeth thus amazingly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his sprites, and show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound, while you perform your antic round. that this great king may kindly say, our duties did his welcome pay. Music. The witches dance and then disappear with Hecate.
Where are they? Gone. Let this pernicious hour stand I curse in the calendar.
Come in without their. Enter Lennox. What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of horse. Who was't came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord. I bring you word Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Time, thou anticipatest my dread exploits. The flight you purpose never is overtook, unless the deed go with it. From this moment the very first things of my heart shall be the first things of my hand. And even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, be it thought and done, the castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, give to the edger of the sword, his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool, this deed I'll do before this purpose cool. No more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
Excellent. Scene 2. 5. Macduff's castle. Enter Lady Macduff, her son, and Ross. What had he done to make him fly the land? You must have patience, madam. He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom, to leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in the nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom, when the flight so runs against all reason. My dearest cause, I pray you, school yourself, but for your husband. He is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fit o'er the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumour from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea each way and move. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you. Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless. I am so much a fool, should I stay longer? It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once. Exit. Sirrah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live? As birds do, mother. What, with worms and flies? With what I get, I mean, and so do they. Poor bird, thou'lt never fear the net nor lime, the pitfall nor the din. Why should I, mother? Good poor birds, they are not set for. My father is not dead, for all your saying. Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father? Nay, how will you do for a husband? Why, I can buy me 20 at any market. Then you'll buy him to sell again. Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet, I faith, with wit enough for thee. Was my father a traitor, mother? Aye, that he was. What is a traitor? One that swears and lies. And be all traitors that do so? Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged. And why must they all be hanged that swear and lie? Everyone. Who must hang them? Why, the honest men. Then the liars and swearers are fools, for there are liars and swearers enow to beat the honest men and hang them up. Now God help thee, poor monkey, how wilt thou do for a father? If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If he were not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father. Poor prattler, how thou talkest. Enter a messenger. Bless you, fair dame, I am not to you known, though in your state of honour I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here, hence with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks, I am too savage. To do worse to you were fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you, I dare abide no longer. Exit. Whither should I fly? I have done no harm, but I remember now I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometimes accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defence, to say I have done no harm? Enter murderers! What are these faces? Where is your husband? I hope in no place so unsanctified where thou, such as thou, mayst find him. He is a traitor. Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain. What, you egg, stabbing him? Young fry of treachery. He has killed me, mother. Run away. I don't know why this one scene gets to me so. You egg. I'm laughing through it. I'm just laughing very restrainedly because if I laugh too much, my jaw. Stabbing him! Young fry! He has killed me, mother! Dies! Exit Lady Macduff, crying, "Murder!" Exit murders, following her. Okay. Scene 3. England, before the King's Palace. Enter Malcolm and Macduff. Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty. Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfalled birthdom. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face. That it was. Definitely. Let us move on from that scene.
New widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as if felt with Scotland, and yelled out like syllable of dolor. What I believe I'll wail, what no believe, and what I can redress. As I shall find the time to friend, I will. What you have spoken, it may be so perchance. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God. I am not treacherous, but Macbeth is. A good and virtuous soul may recoil in an imperial charge, but I shall crave your pardon. That which you are my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, and though the brightest fell, though all things fell would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so. I have lost my hopes. Perchance, even there where I did find my doubts, why in that rawness left you wife and child, those precious motives, those strong knots of love, without leave-taking? I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonours, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think. Bleed, bleed, poor country, great tyranny, lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not take thee, wear thou thy wrongs. The title is afeard, fare thee well, Lord. I will not be the villain that thou think'st, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot. Be not offended, I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right. And here from gracious England have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffer in more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed. What should he be? It is myself I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice, so grafted that, when they shall be opened, black Macbeth will seem pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb being compared to me with my confineless harms. Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth. I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. There's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust, and my desire all continents impediments would o'erbear that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such an one to reign. Boundless in temperaments, in nature is tyranny. It hath been an untimely emptying of the happy throne, and fall of many kings. But fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in the spacious plenty, and yet seem cold the time you may so hoodwink. We have willing dames enough. There cannot be that fortune in you to devour so many as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined. With this there grows, in my most ill-composed affection, such a stanchless avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels in his other's house, and my more having would be as a source to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for well. This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pernicious root than some assuming lust, and hath been the sword of our slain kings. Yet do not fear, Scotland hath foisons to fill up your will of your mere own. All these are portable, with other graces weighed. But I have none. The king will come in graces as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, loneliness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them, but abound in the division of each several crime, acting in many ways. Nay, had I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell, uproar the universal peace, confound all unity of earth. O Scotland, Scotland! If such a one be fit to govern, speak, I am as I have spoken. Fit to govern? No, not to live. O nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant bloody sceptred, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again, since that the truest issue of thy throne, by his own interdiction, stands accursed, and does blaspheme his breed? Thy royal father was most sainted king, the queen that bore thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. O my breast, thy hope ends here. Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scribbles, reconciled my faults to thy good truth and honour. Devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains, hath sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over-credulous haste. But God above deal between thee and me, for even now I put myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction. Here abjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself. For stained is to my nature, I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own, at no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this upon myself: what I am truly is thine, and my poor country is to command. Whither indeed, before thy here approach, old Seward, with 10,000 warlike men, ready at a point, setting forth, now we'll be together, and the chance of goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent? Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile. Enter a doctor. Well, more anon. Comes the king forth, I pray you? Aye, sir, there are a crew of wretched souls that stay his cure. Their malady convinces the great assay about. At his touch such sanctity hath heaven given his hand. They presently amend. Thank you, doctor. Exit, doctor. What's the disease he means? It's called evil. A most miraculous work in this good king, which often, since my here remain in England, I have seen him do. Gah! All at once! Woo! Hello there, Cyber Leo. Hello, how are you doing? Congratulations, good job you all managing to scrounge up this many breadcrumbs. It is truly impressive. Oh, we are more than halfway there. No way. I'm good, how are you? Thank you. Wait, I'm good. I'm good too. Thank you. How are you? Wait, no, I already asked you. But, yes, I'm glad you are well.
thank you for coming by. Hope you've been enjoying the Shakespeare. It shall happen. It shall. Yes, we are nearing the end of this dramatic finale. Yeah. 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 Neither of our efforts will be in vain. Glad you're doing good, thank you. Yes. I don't know about all of you, but I'm enjoying revisiting this. I forgot how wild Shakespeare in plays were. Gets so dramatic. I mean, well, it is a drama play. It's very dramatic. Simon Leo, oh my god, thank you so much for the sub. Ah, you are now super cool. Thanks so much. It's been a pleasure having you. And I shall now obtain some water. I shall now water thyself. The reader hath been hydrated. Much thanks. Man, if you guys could see my face right now, it's like when I went to refill my water, I was just reminded just how ridiculously puffy it is. Like, it's literally a square right now. It's really literally just a square. I have like a massive chin bones now. For real. I walk down the stairs and I feel my cheeks jiggle. I feel like the two sides of my chin. My swollen chin popping up and down as I walk. That is how swollen they are. It's incredible. It'll make for some good album pictures for many future generations, I'm sure. Hi. Where do we get up to? Ah, the disease. Yes. 'Tis called the evil. Yes, a most miraculous work in this good king, which often since my here remain in England I have seen him do. How he solicits heaven himself best knows, but strangely visited people, all swollen and ulcerous, pitiful to the eye. The mere despair of surgery he cures, hanging a golden stamp about their necks. Put on with holy prayers, and 'tis spoken. To the succeeding royalty he leaves the healing benediction. With this strange virtue he hath the heavenly gift of prophecy, and sundry blessings hang about his throne that speak him full of grace. Enter Ross! See who comes here, my countryman, but yet I know him not. My ever gentle cousin, welcome hither. Ah, I know him now. Good God, we times remove the means that makes us strangers. So, amen. Stand Scotland where it did. Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave where nothing, but who knows nothing, is once seen to smile. Where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made, not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead man's knell is there scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps, dying or ere they sicken. O relation, too nice, and yet so true. Imagine calling someone that nowadays. Like, hello, my relation. How are you, relation? No, not mother, not father, just relation. And this here is my paternal relation, Sally. And this here, wait no, I got it wrong. Maternal relation, Sally. This here is my paternal relation, Mally. A relation, too nice and yet so true. What's the newest grief? That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker. Each minute teems a new one. Hark! A moth has arrived. How are ye, moth? How art thou on this fine, moonless night? Thy doth worry that thou wilt be intimidated by the bloody nature of this current recounting. Is't thou not the slightest bit shook, chilled to the kneecaps? If moths even do have kneecaps. Welcome, welcome. Oh, wait, I already been there. What's the newest grief? How's my wife? Why, well, and all my children, well too. The tyrant has not battered at their pace. No, they were well at peace when I did leave them. I'm a moth when I'm out vibing near lamps. I see some stuff. Oh, I see. Well, felt my fellow dweller of the nighttime, stalker of shadows. Fear not this bloody tale, but not naked of your speech, how ghost goest. When I came hither to transport the tidings, which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumour of many worthy fellows that were out, which is to my belief witnessed the rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland will create soldiers, make our women fight, to doff their dire distresses. Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good sword and 10,000 men. An older and better soldier none than Christendom gives out. Would I could answer this comfort with the like, but I have word that would be howled out in the desert air, where hearing should not latch them. What concern they, the general cause, or it is a feed grief due to some single breast? See, Shakespeare really likes talking about breasts. I don't really blame him though. No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone. If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it. Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, for which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard. Hum! Guess at it. Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered to relate the manner where on the quarry of these murdered deer to add the death of you. Wait, didn't he just say the fine? How does my wife? Well, are my children? Well too. Right, yeah. So he goes back, Ross. Oh, Ross just wants to paint happy little trees and those happy little clouds. I didn't want to make Macduff sad, but I guess he had to tell the truth. Merciful heaven, what man? Now pull your hat upon your brows. Give sorrow words, grief that does not speak, whispers the o'er-fraught heart and bids it break. My children too, wife, children, servants, all that could be found. And I must be from thence, my wife killed too, I have said. Be comforted, let us make medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief. He has no children, all my pretty ones, did you say all? Oh, hellkite, all, what, all my pretty chickens and their dam, at one fell swoop, disputed like a man. I shall do so, but I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on, and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee, not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine, fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now! Be this the whetstone of your sword, let grief convert to anger, blunt not the heart, enrage it. Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes, and braggart with my tongue, but gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself, within my soul's length set him. If he escape heaven, forgive him too. Hello, Prungles! You came at a lovely I welcome thee, Prungles. Thou hast come at a most glorious time. Thou art warmly welcomed, and I hopeth thou enjoyeth this final act of the tragedy of Macbeth. This tune goes madly. Come, we go to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is right for shaking. The powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day. Exeunt. Act V! The final act. The curtains are shaking. They hang from the sides, ready to fall. Scene 1. Dunsinane, anteroom in the castle. Enter a doctor of physic and
waiting, gentlewoman. Didn't understand half the things that happened. Just
I'm glad you're enjoying it, Niliar. I am most pleased by your review. I'm tempted to say hi, but I keep from forgetting that's supposed to be like Japanese. This is such a fun word to say. Hi. I have 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked? Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in a most fast sleep. A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching. And this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say? That, sir, which I will not report after her. You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should. Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech. Enter Lady Macbeth with a taper. Lo you! Here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close. How came she by that light? Why, I stood by her. She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command. You see, her eyes are open. Aye, but their senses shut. What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands. It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her continue in this a quarter of an hour. Yet here's a spot. Hark, she speaks. I will set down what comes from her to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly. Out, damned spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why, then 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie! A soldier and a feared. What need we fear who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet who would have thought the old man would have had so much blood in him? Do you mark that? The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What, will these hands ne'er be clean? No more o' that, my lord, no more o' that. You mar all with this starting. Go to, you have known what you should not. She has spoke what she should not, I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known. Here's the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, oh, oh! What a sigh is there! The heart is sorely charged. I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body. Well. Pray God it be, sir. This disease is beyond my practice, yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep who have died holily in their beds. Wash your hands, put on your nightgown, look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on's grave. Even so. To bed, there's knocking at the gate. Come, give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. That's a good quote. I like going to bed. Exit. Will she go now to bed? Directly. Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds through the deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her, and still keep eyes upon her. So, good night. My mind she has mated, and amazed my sight. I think, but dare not speak. Good night, good doctor. Excellent. Scene 2. Country near Dunsinane. Drum and colours. Enter Menteith, Caithness, Angus, Lennox, and soldiers. The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Revenge is burning them, for their dear causes wood to the bleeding, and the grim alarm excite the mortified man. Near Burnham Wood, shall we well meet them that way? Are they coming? Who knows if Donalbain be with his brother? For certain, sir, he is not. I have a file of all the gentry. There was Seward's son, and many unrough youths that even now protest their first of manhood. What does the tyrant? Great Dunstan he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad. Others, that lesser hate him, do call it valiant fury. But for certain, he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule. Now does he feel his secret murder sticking on his hands. Now minutely revolts upbraid his faith breach. Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant robe upon a dwarfish thief. Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there? Well, march we on, to give obedience where 'tis truly owed. Meet we the medicine of the sickly wheel, and with him pour we in our country's purge each drop of us, or so much as it needs, to dew the sovereign flower and drown the weeds. Make we our march towards Burnham. Excellent! Marching. Scene 3. A room in the castle. Enter Macbeth, doctor, and attendants.
Bring me no reports. Let them fly all, till Burnham Wood removed to Dunsinane. I cannot tame with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false thanes, and mingle with the English epicures. The mind I sway by, and the heart I bear, shall never sag with doubt nor shake with fear. Enter a servant. The devil damn thee, black, thou cream-faced loon. Where got'st thou that goose look? There is 10,000 geese, villain! Soldier, sir, go prick thy face, and overread thy fear. Thou lily-livered boy, what soldier's patch? Death of thy soul, those linen cheeks of thine are countless to fear. What soldier's way-face? The English force, so please you. Take thy face hence. Exit servant. Satan, I am sick at heart when I behold. Satan, I say, this push will cheer me ever, or deceive me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into the sear, the yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age, as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends, I must not look to have. In their stead, curses, not loud, but deep, mouth honor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny, and dare not. Satan! Enter Satan. What is your gracious pleasure? What news more? All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported. I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor. 'Tis not needed yet. I'll put it on. Send out more horses. Scur the country road. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me mine armor. How does your patient, doctor? Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick coming fancies that keep her from her rest. Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased, pluck from the memory of rooted sorrow, raise out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of the perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart? Therein the patient must minister to himself. Throw physic to the dogs, I'll none of it. Come, put mine armor on, give me my staff. Satan, send out. Doctor, the thanes fly from me. Come, sir, dispatch. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health. I would applaud thee to the very echo that should applaud again. Pulled off, I say. What rhubarb cyme or what purgative drug would scour these English hence? Hearest thou of them? Ay, my good lord, your royal preparation makes us hear something. Bring it off to me. I will not be afraid of death and bane, till Burnham Forest come to Dunsinane. Aside, were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here. Exeunt. Scene 4. Country near Burnham Wood. Drum and colours. Enter Malcolm, Seward, and young Seward, Macduff, Menteith, Caithness, Angus, Lennox, Ross, and soldiers marching. Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand, that Chambers will be safe. We doubted nothing. What wood is this before us? The wood of Burnham. Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host, and make discovery ere in report of us. It shall be done. We learn no other but the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane, and will endure our setting down before it. 'Tis his main hope, for where there is advantage to be given, both more and less have given him the revolt, and none serve with him but constrained things whose hearts are absent too. Let our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership. The time comes, and will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have, and what we owe. Thoughts speculative their unsure hopes relate, but certain issue strokes must arbitrate towards which advance the war. Exeunt. Marching. Scene. That's 5, I think that's 5. Yeah, 5. Scene 5. Dunsinane. Within the castle. Enter Macbeth, Satan, and soldiers with drum and colours. Hang out our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still, they come. Our castle's strength will laugh as siege is gone. Here let them lie till famine and ague eat them up. Were they not forced with those that should be ours, we might have met them therefore, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. A cry of women within. What is that noise? It is the cry of women, my good lord. Exit. I have almost forgot the taste of fears. The time has been, my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair would at a dismal treaty rouse and stir as life weren't. I have supped full with horrors, direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once stop me. Re-enter Satan. Wherefore is that cry? The queen, my lord, is dead. She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, breathe candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Enter a soldier. Enter a messenger. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly. Gracious my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but know not how to do it. Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked towards Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me endure your wrath, if to be not so. Within this 3 mile may you see it coming. I say, a moving grove.
If thou speakst false, upon the next tree shalt thou be hang alive, till famine cling thee. If thy speech be truth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham Wood do come to Dunsinane, and now a wood comes towards Dunsinane. Arm and out. If this which he avouches does appear, there is nor flying hence nor tarrying here. I gin to be weary of the sun, and wish the estate o' the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell, lo, wind, come, rack, at least we'll die with harness on our back.
Exeunt. Scene 6. Yeah. Dunsinane before the castle. Drum and colours enter Malcolm, Seward, Macduff, and their army with boughs. Now near enough, your leafy screens throw down, and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall, with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon what else remains to do, according to our order. Fare you well, but do we but find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten if we cannot fight. Make all our trumpets speak, give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of war and death. Exeunt. Scene 7. Another part of the field. Alarums! Enter Macbeth.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like I must fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman?
Such a one am I to fear, or none.
Enter young Seward.
What is thy name?
Thou'lt be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorred tyrant. With my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakest. They fight, and young Seward is slain.
Thou wast born of woman. But swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by man that's of a woman born.
Exit. Alarums. Enter Macduff. That way the noise is. Tyrant, show thy face. If thou beest slain, and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns, whose arms are tied to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my sword with an unbattered edge I sheath again, undeeded. There thou shouldst be, by this great clatter, one of greatest note seems bruited. Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not. Exit, alarums, enter Malcolm and Seward. This way, my lord, the castle's gently rendered, the tyrant's people on both sides do fight, the noble thanes do bravely in the war. The day almost itself professes yours, and little is to do. We have met with foes that strike beside us. Enter, sir, the castle. Exeunt, alarums. Scene 8. Another part of the field. Enter Macbeth.
Why should I play the Roman fool, and die on mine own sword? Whiles I see lives, the gatters do better upon them.
Enter Macduff. Turn, hellhound, turn!
Of all men I have avoided thee, but get thee back. My soul is too much charged with the blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword, thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out. They fight.
thou losest labour, as easy mayst thou the entrenchant air with thy keen sword impress as make me bleed. Let fall thy blade on vulnerable chests. I bear a charmed wife, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Accursed be that tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word promised to our ear, and break it to our hope, will not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze all the time. We'll have thee, as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole and underwrit, here may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield, to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited with the rabble's curse, though Burnham would be come to Dunsinane, and thou opposed, being of no woman born. Yet I will try the last, before my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and damned be him that first cries, Hold, enough! Exeunt, fighting, alarums, retreat, flourish,
Enter with drums and colours, Malcolm, Seward, Russ, the other thanes and soldiers. I would the friends we miss were safe arrived. Some must go off, and yet by these I see so great a day as this is cheaply bought. Macduff is missing, and your noble son. Your son, my lord, has paid a told soldier's debt. He had only lived but till he was a man, the which no sooner had his prowess confirmed in the unshrinking station where he fought, but like a man he died. He is dead, aye, and brought off the field. The cause of sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for then it hath no end. Had he his hurts before? Aye, on the front. Why then, God's soldier be he. Had I as many sons as I have hairs, as I have hairs, I would not wish them to a fairer death, and so his knell is knolled. He's worth more sorrow than I'll spend for him. He's worth no more. They say he parted well when he paid his score, and so God be with him. Here comes newer comfort. Re-enter Macduff with Macbeth's head. Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold, where stands the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's pearl. That speaks thy... Wait, let me just... Okay. That speaks... that speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland! Hail, King of Scotland! Flourish. We shall not spend a large expense of time before we reckon with your several loves, and make us even with you. My thanes and kingsmen, henceforth be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honour named. What's more to do, which would be planned anew with the time, as calling home our exiled friends abroad, that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else that calls upon us, by the grace of grace, will perform and measure, time and place. So thanks to all at once, and to each one, whom we invite to see us crowned at scorn. Flourish! Exeunt! Thank you. And thus do we finish this tragic tale of Macbeth. Thank you all. I can probably bid adieu to the Shakespearean language now. I don't know. I don't know old English that well. Thank you all for coming and attending this very important reading. Should hope this morning, this noon, this afternoon, this evening, or this night has done you well. No, thank you for being here, Sparkstar. And thank you for the hydrate. Yeah. Well, I'm very pleased I actually made it through the whole thing. At first I thought you were joking with the reading, but turns out I ended up liking it. I'm glad. You should know by now I take everything very, very seriously. Of course. When have I never not been serious? Whoa! 50% complete! Crazy! Wait, I thought we were 15% already, but... Oh, how very impressive! It seems we're only 6,000 breadcrumbs away now. Well. As we close... Wait, I was gonna close the window, but I can't, otherwise the music will stop as well. No, that's not... Oh, wait. As we close... As we turn the page on this final chapter, it is time to pass the book to a new reader. Indeed. I should hope you all have learnt much from today, but there is much more to be learned. And thus shall we search for a lucky victim to be raided. Any suggestions are, of course, also very welcome. Thanks, Ernestine. Thank you for being here. As much as you were probably not sure whether I was serious, I wasn't sure whether anyone would seriously come either. I mean, I was gonna do it anyway, but it's nice to see that you'll turn up and enjoy the Shakespeare. Of course, many things are due for many people. Have suggestion if you don't have anyone else, but it isn't a small VTuber. Oh, I don't mind. Whoever it is, go ahead. I will take a look at them. No one I really know super well is on right now, so... Woods Pixel. Oh yeah. Whoa!
0.0% alcohol.
Pokemon art! Oh, that's so cool. I don't see pixel art very often. I feel a bit shy going into such a huge stream. But I just hope they don't mind it. They will re-collab when. Table read. Oh yeah? I'm just reading through their profile right now. I'm reading through what's Pixel. I've heard somewhere that it's like sometimes rude. Is it like would it be rude at all to go into raid someone who's much bigger than you? I'm not sure, because I've had like some people mind it and some people don't. I give them a follow anyways, so you should all check them out. Heard Collide. Now what's Pixel is very nice? Okay, I'll trust you. Let's go then. Today we are humbled. I want to find like a really dramatic post. Wait, let me try this. Wait! Don't mind the ad.
Know what's around the corner.
And thus our day comes to a close. Thank you all for being here. It has been so very nice reading Shakespeare with you all. And I hope to see you next time. I plan to do a Dead by Daylight. There's a Dead by Daylight. Next week. So I want to see that too. So yeah, that's just right. Yeah, see ya! Farewell! What is that? Why isn't this music ending? Die!